Yo, bud, let me hear it.
Oh yeah, bro. Appreciate you coming out.
No problem, Doug.
Tell the world your name before we get into this.
K-Shane, better known as Teddybearshane on Instagram. A lot of people who follow me or see me in the street, they call me Teddy.
Oh yeah. So is that like just a nickname they gave you, Teddy?
Yeah, kind of like it. Honestly, deadass started off as an Instagram name because my last name is Shane, and I was really trying to figure out like just something that rhymed with it. But my mom always calls me her big teddy bear, so I was like, all right, Teddybearshane. And then literally from that point moving forward, I'll be out in the street filming something or something, or people who are cool with me or see me, what's up, Teddy? And I'll be looking around like, who the fuck are they talking to? Like, but nah, yeah, a lot of people call me Teddy nowadays.
Hell yeah, that's dope. And you just rolled with it?
Hey, yeah, no, that's kind of like just been the ordeal. I mean, 'cause everybody usually just calls me K because my name is K, but or they call me Shane because my last name is Shane, but nothing like anything else.
Damn. This is the first interview I've done where I have to look up to someone. Yeah, tell the world how tall you are, bro.
I am 6'10". I'm about like 400 and some change. I used to play pro basketball overseas. I ended up transferring out here. I played my last year in New Mexico Highlands. Okay. And before that, I was at the University of Illinois. So it was cool.
Damn, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah, no, it's all right. New Mexico's been good to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, where'd you grow up, you said?
I'm from Chicago, Illinois.
Oh, Chicago.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What brought you out here?
In all honesty, I got in trouble. Got sent out here. Like, I got in trouble at school. I was basically about to have to leave school, and one of my assistant coaches was trying to help me kind of land on my feet and find other places to go. Yeah. And he ended up getting me in touch with people in New Mexico Highlands. Shout out to Brandon Mason and Craig Snow, because they're both from Illinois. Coach Snow is from Evansville, Illinois, and B. Mace is from Chicago. B. Mace runs Albuquerque ABC Prep. And basically, like, once I found out they were from Chicago and they were coaching, I'm just like, oh yeah, cool, I'm gonna run with that. But I had never been to New Mexico in my life. So like, to go from Chicago to, I landed in Albuquerque, and I'm thinking this is where I'm gonna be. And then my coach ends up, we're driving on the highway. I'm like, where we going? He's like, we're going to school. And like, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I'm thinking like maybe it's like 10, 20 minutes outside of town. Yeah. We went 2 hours to Vegas, and I had probably the smallest town I had ever lived in or been in my entire life.
Damn. That's like a drastic change.
Oh no,
Chicago,
it's a
bro, to
serious
Las
change.
Vegas. Damn.
Yeah, Las Vegas is a serious change, especially like now that I live in Albuquerque. Just like even still now, serious change. I'm used to being able to, like, if I don't want to drive, I can hop on a train, do this, do that, like hop on a bus real quick and go 30 blocks in like 10 minutes. Versus here, buses run every hour. Like trains, y'all don't have any. So it's like just kind of crazy, honestly. Like,
yeah, or pretty small compared to there.
I mean, y'all small, but y'all big. Like, stuff is real spaced out. Like, I'm not getting a view like this in Chicago. Like, yeah, lots of buildings and stuff like that for sure, but I don't get mountains. So yeah, but it's cool.
So you like it out here more?
Oh, you know, I ain't gonna say all of that. Like, it's cool. It's all right. Like, I'll say what I do like is it's a slower pace, and this is a place. If you're looking for a place to come to and you want to grow as a person, this is a good place to land, because it's like sometimes, depending on what's going on in your life, if you need a time to change or time to just get something going for yourself, this is a good place to come to, whether you want to go to school, want to start a trade, or you want to start a business. Because Albuquerque, to me, and what I've been told from people who aren't from here but live here, told me like, hey, Albuquerque, when it comes to how the world is and bigger cities are, it's like 10 years behind every other city in the country. And that gives you an opportunity to catch up on things that you might have missed out on somewhere else. You can bring that type of feel and adventure here and become successful. And it's very true.
That's actually a good way of putting it. I never thought of it.
Yeah, like I don't know. I feel like some people, they don't like Albuquerque because they feel like it's slow or it's boring, and it's not really slow. It's not really boring. It's just things aren't put on social media as much as it is in other places like in Chicago or LA or New York. Here, a lot of things is actually word of mouth. You got to know somebody to get the type of feel you want, or to go to some sort of event that you've never heard of, or like how I picked up this was through word of mouth, like
for real.
through a friend who knew you, and like we talked, etc. And then now
someone told you about us?
Yeah,
for real?
Somebody told me about y'all. Shout out to Trend, shout out to Tokyo, appreciate you. Like, but nah, yeah, like, and that's kind of how like a lot of things are in Albuquerque to me. It's just like word of mouth, actually reading flyers, which most people don't do in other cities and states. Like, but yeah, it's cool.
Oh yeah, that's dope. So what'd you say like would be like the most change that you had to do when you came here? Because I know like you had your own flow there in Chicago.
Oh, for sure. But
when you came here, like how was that mentally and like
biggest change? Like definitely some of the biggest changes I say was lingo, just y'all slang, picking up on things that people say. Like when people would be like, oh, that's like, if they're like, oh, that's a tree. No, I'm like, yeah, it's a tree. What the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, like, yeah, no shit. Like, yes, it's a tree. Why are you saying no at the end of the sentence? Or the fact that like people like point with their lips. I'll be like, for like the first week, I'm like, why does all these dudes keep blowing me kisses? Like, what the fuck is going on? But for the most part, like it's been cool. Like just, I think the biggest change for me was coming somewhere where people aren't always in a rush.
Yeah.
Like people are trying to be just themselves and have fun and like live life. And especially the fact that there's a lot of nature out here. Not saying there's not nature back home in Illinois. There is, but it doesn't feel like this.
Yeah.
And like, it was cool. Like just getting a different feel and getting to experience some stuff. Like, like really, I think I don't remember why we were going to Taos for whatever reason. Me and my coach were driving to Taos for something. I think I had a doctor's appointment I had a ankle injury or something like that.
Damn, tough.
And there was a bear in the road. And like, that was the first time I had ever seen a bear that wasn't in the zoo. And I was scared as hell. And he was like, oh, don't trip. That's not even a big bear. I'm like, I don't know about you, dog, but this is big to me because this is a bear. Like, or the fact that like right before the interview started, like seeing road runners and stuff like that. Chicago, you got pigeons, rats, raccoons, crackheads. That's what we got. Like we ain't got a whole bunch of other stuff.
Yeah. There's a lot of places out here that you could go and see, like lakes and there's some mountain views like up there. I don't know if you've been to the Crest before, but
I've heard of that is on my list. That's one of the few. The Crest, White Sands. I've done a lot of hot springs out here. I've done a lot of fishing and camping, some stuff like that, but I want to see the Crest for sure.
Definitely.
The one thing I haven't done in Albuquerque yet, I haven't physically rode the tram. I'm tall, but I'm terribly afraid of heights.
I don't know if I'd do that.
Like that shit, just being in a big metal box with a bunch of random old white people is crazy. Like being in the sky suspended by one like just metal band, I'm cool. Like that sounds scary, but I'm gonna try to do it before I ever like decide to venture off outside of Albuquerque.
Yeah, hell yeah. That's dope. If you do go to the Crest, make sure you go either when it's dark and during the daytime, because in the dark you can see the whole city lights. And it's pretty nice.
That is one thing I like about living in New Mexico. In Chicago, when it's nighttime, because there's so many city lights, it kind of blocks out the sky.
Yeah.
But here, there's still a lot of city lights, but it's like y'all don't have a ton of skyscrapers. So it's like, because you don't have a ton of skyscrapers, I can actually see the stars in the sky.
I didn't know we had a skyscraper, bro. That thing down there.
I mean,
would you consider that a skyscraper?
Kinda, a little bit, maybe. Like, that is. I always like that. That is one. Just when I think about Albuquerque, it's just like it's not really flat land, but it is. But it's not. Then y'all got mountains, but it's just like look at like all of the green life y'all have and things like that. Like, don't get me wrong, we have that in Illinois, but it's like you really have to go outside the city to see it, or be in like the main parts of the city and stuff like that. Versus, this is a beautiful place to live. Like, it's cool. I don't mind it. I try to embrace New Mexican culture as much as possible. Don't get me wrong, I talk shit to my girl all the time because she's a New Mexican, but besides that, like I try to embrace the culture as much as possible.
Yeah. So would you say the food is better or worse than Chicago?
Ooh, better or worse? I say certain things are better.
Yeah.
Like, y'all got green chili for sure. Nobody else has that. Nobody like green chili.
Fire, bro.
Green chili is definitely fire. I had never had a green chili Alfredo until I got here, and I was like, okay.
I don't think I've had that.
Hey, I've had it a few times at a few different places, and it ain't bad. Like,
yeah.
but I'm always take home. Like, you know, I feel like Chicago is just super diverse. Like, granted, Albuquerque is really diverse. You guys have a potluck of ethnicities,
Yeah.
but like Chicago is also just, you have anywhere from Greek to Arabian to black to white to Chinese and everything. You also had it here, but it's just like there's still a predominant ethnicity here.
Yeah, there's not really, it's not the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get you totally. So whenever you were out there, what would you say? Like, so if I go to Chicago tomorrow, I'm trying to find some good food out there. Where am I going to go?
All right, look, you got to go to Hero's Chicken, but it's got to be in the hood. If it's not bulletproof glass there, if the menu ain't laminated and slightly ripped, and there's not a pen chained to a desk, then it ain't the same type of Hero's. You need to go to Hero's. Far as I know, everybody talks about deep dish pizza in Chicago, but really it's thin crust pizza. If you want some good thin crust pizza, I would say go to Italian Fiesta. It's on 71st and Jeffrey, one of the best pizza places in all of Chicago. I don't care what anybody says. Great place to go. Giordano's is cool. Deep dish. Illuminati's is good. Uncle Remus is another chicken spot that's really good. Besides that, there's so many new places that's popped up over the last like 5-6 years that's starting to really make a name for itself because of social media like TikTok and Instagram and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That is just like every time I do go back home, I experience something new that I wasn't able to experience. But one of my favorite places I say is the Billy Goat Tavern. It's this old burger joint. It's under a bridge, and it's just a bunch of old ass men in there making burgers and like wearing white t-shirts and hats, and they don't talk, and they just like, there's a girl that comes out to register or takes your food order, and that's it. Like, and it's like one of the simplest burger in the world. You can like add cheese to it if you want. It's just like a burger patty, onions, mustard, still chef's kiss every single time.
Oh yeah. Hey, well, shit. If I ever go out there,
oh, for sure, you got to. Absolutely. Next time you go out there, I'll make sure you send you a list of things to do.
Hell yeah. So, yeah, my bad, bro.
Oh, you good, man? Like, hey, I'm a part of the game, so it's like I understood like all of like videography as a whole photography as a whole is not as easy as it looks. Yeah. People think it's mad easy, and it's like there's so much learning, and there's always new technology coming out, and because there's always something new coming out and new formats of things, that the way these companies are, oh, okay, we're done with this lens, we're pushing this lens now, or we're pushing this lens mount, or we're done with this program, we're pushing this program. It's just like you got to always be trying to catch up and stuff, just the same way like mechanics are always learning something new about a car.
Exactly.
Right? So it's like, it's cool. It's not too bad.
Yeah. Hell yeah. So you picked up the camera what age?
So I probably picked up the camera, I say when I was like 10 years old. My mom used to like love doing like family barbecues, reunions and stuff like that. She always had a camera in her hand and was taking pictures. And then we always had tons and tons of pictures all throughout the house. And like from my baby cousins all the way from my baby cousins turning into adults, like she had all of that film footage. So it's just like from seeing her always do it, I was always the friend that like, I'm gonna take a picture, I'm gonna take a video, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. And then probably I say end of last year, beginning of this year, I was just like, I think I can like make a business out of this. Cause I had done the classes throughout high school. I had continued on like doing electives in college. So I was just like, you know what, why not? I'll try it. And so far I've been successful with it. It's been all right.
Oh yeah. So whenever you picked up the camera, I guess that time period whenever you remembered your mom doing it, it's kind of like had an inspiration on you.
Oh, absolutely. Because it's like, it definitely makes me feel like close to her in the sense of, I've always enjoyed just capturing great moments. Like, because at the end of the day, one thing that's going to last, somebody could die tomorrow, but if you filmed it or took pictures of it, whatever, that's always going to be there.
Exactly.
And you'll be able to always show the next person and the person after that.
Yeah.
Like, so it's never like anything too bothersome or like for me to be worried about, because it's like, yeah, one day I'm going to die, but at the same time, I'm going to be able to have something to pass on from family member to family member, like, oh, this was your great granddad K, oh, this was your great great granddad K, so on and so forth. And it's like you'll be able to see what is embedded in you and you just instinctively want to try and do, and you'll be able to look at it and see where it comes from, you know. So it's just cool.
So what would you say your biggest struggles were learning with
biggest struggles?
Yeah.
Still to this day, like, I'm hard-headed, bro. Like, I want to do things my way sometimes, and that's hard.
Yeah.
So it's like, but in this game, you got to be open to learning. And that's what it took for me to be open and learning. Shout out to Larry. Shout out to Black Mike. Always teach me a lot. Yeah. Always hitting them up on the phone, asking any questions I possibly can, because they've been in the game 20 plus years both. And it always made it easier for me to like
have the guidance.
Because it's like, at first when I was trying to do everything myself, it was cool. But then when I needed to figure something out, like, you can YouTube something a million times and get 1,000 different videos of how to do it, but each person is really showing you their way of doing their things.
Yeah.
And it's like, you have to figure out your way that best works for you, but still follows the guidelines of how it's supposed to go in the first place. Yeah. And I say, yeah, just learning how to take the criticism was the hardest part, because it's like, I had to learn, just because this person is here and you're right here doesn't mean anything, because the next day you could be here and they could be right there. So it's like, take the criticism, live with it. As long as you're constantly pushing out content, doing what you love, doing something you enjoy. And remember, just because this person doesn't want your business doesn't mean that next person does. Oh, I like this person. I like your style, versus that person might not like your style, but this person does. And that's okay. Like, there's enough business and room for everybody. So I say definitely being able to take the criticism of if somebody didn't like something I did, and then also being able to listen to somebody who's been there before me.
Yeah, exactly. Try to like stay humble and
for sure, 100%. Staying humble is a big part of it.
Learn whatever you can. Yeah. Soak up everything like a sponge.
Oh, absolutely. Like, there's people in it that's younger than me, but been doing it longer than me. There's people that's older than me that's been doing it a shorter amount of time than me. But that doesn't mean I can't take advice or learn some helpful tidbit that might help me a lot in the long run, versus me sitting here, I don't need that information. And it's like, like, take it while you get it, because it's like, one day you could be in a kind of a shitty situation, forgot to bring something, forgot to do something, and then now that little tidbit they gave you, you remember it, and you can use that to help save a situation, versus whether it's something involving business, something you just wanted to do creatively, stuff like that.
Damn, shit, you got a lot of. How old are you?
29.
29?
Yeah.
Damn. I'm 23. I almost forgot my age for a second.
Dog, I be forgetting my age for sure. Like, I feel young. I feel young, but I also feel old. But somebody explained it to me once. It was like, do you think $100 bill is a lot of money? I was just like, oh, that's a big ass bug. That is a huge bug. There was somebody explaining to me once. It was like, you think $100 bill is a lot of money? I was like, when I was a kid, I thought it was a lot of money. It was like, do you think it's a lot of money now? I'm like, nah, not really. I can spend $100 in a day. So it's like, he's like, so what's the difference in age? I'm like, well, I'm close. This is at the time I was 26. I'm like, I feel old. He's like, you're not though. He's like, there's people in the world that's getting close to 100 and still experiencing new things in life. Like, so I'm just like, I don't know. There's really no perception of how old something really is, because it's like, to me, you're not really old till you probably hit 50. Like, you probably hit a little bit of 50, because there's so many people, even some of my favorite actors and artists and stuff like that, they are way older than me, and I thought they were the same age as me. So it's like, and I was like, they look young, they look fruitful and stuff like that. So it's like, it is what it is, man. Age is definitely just a number when it comes to your accomplishments in life. I remember seeing something that said, I think Tom Ford, he didn't get his like first acting role till he was like 30, And then like Vera Wang didn't make her first handbag until she was like 45. And it's like, those are very much so, that's a household name in acting and that's a household name in designing. But like, I would have thought they had been doing it their entire life. So, and
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like you said, one day you could be here and the next day you could be
Oh,
there,
for
you know what I
sure.
mean?
Like you, a great actor. His name is Mickey Rourke. I don't think he makes a lot of movies now, but he kind of had like a very quiet acting career his whole life. And then he did this movie called The Wrestler. And then I think he did like Iron Man 2 or something afterwards. And those two movies like catapulted him into a different stratosphere. And at that time, I think he was like getting close to his like mid to late 50s. And it's just like, realistically, like, who's to say you can't blow up at an old age or blow up at a young age? It really doesn't matter as long as you just keep putting in the effort.
Yeah. Hell yeah. So what have been like the most, or when has been the time where you like kind of wanted to give up, and what pushed you to keep going?
A time I wanted to give up, I think I was like doing my business paperwork and I was really thinking like, damn, can I actually do this? Like, I'm like stressed. I was just like, I'm like, I'm not even like, at the time, I'm like, I'm not even making as much
How old
money.
are you?
Shit. I was probably 27 at the time. Like, and I was thinking like, damn, I low-key kind of want to give up. Like, I'm kind of, I kind of want to just say fuck it and just do what I'm doing and give up. Like, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, I don't know. I think probably like a year later, I was in a completely different situation, doing better, feeling better. And reality was like, when I thought back on it, I was like, damn, I was really ready to like just give up everything I put my hard work into over nothing. Like, just because times got a little bit hard. And it's like, times are always going to be hard. Like, there's never not going to be a problem. Like, there's always going to be something. Like, you could be on top of the world, but there is something that is like, oh, okay, this person passed away, or you lost this business, or this accident happened, or like, you know, something happened to you. But it doesn't stop your world from moving. You know, you still got things to take care of. You still got things to do. You still got people to look up to. You still got people to depend on you. So it's like, at the end of the day, you know, it's always just a small fork in the road. It's just about how you maneuver it.
Exactly, bro. And shoot, there's been times I wanted to give up on this too, bro.
Hey, nah, bro. Like, I promise you, I think this will really start like taking off like more and more the more you just continue to do it, because this is dope. Like, I would have never thought to just sit here and do this at this park and and then the name is great, Views of Albuquerque. That shit is great. Like, because this is an entire view of the entire city. And like, this is like a great little way to show there's more to Albuquerque than what you see on the news. There's more to Albuquerque than like the Roadrunner. There's more to Albuquerque than just the Lobos and this, that, and the third. There's tons of people here with tons of talent, skills, and things to offer the world. But it's just got to be somebody like yourself to showcase it.
Hell yeah. Appreciate you for saying that, bro.
Oh, no problem, man.
Made me feel good.
Hey, absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Freaking, I appreciate you guys coming out, bro.
Oh, man, I appreciate you.
Is there anything you want to shout out? Like, businesses, anything?
Shout out 710 Dispensary. Shout out The Hall. Shout out my business partner, AJ Matthews. Shout out the good folks at Zero Knockouts. They definitely helped me, let me make like some of my first videos and doing a lot of shit with them. Shout out Bourbon and Boots. Shout out DJ Q. Shout out DJ Mitch. I do a lot of stuff with them, which they have large followings. So like, every time I do something for them, it always gains me more business.
I think I've heard the name before.
Yeah, for sure. Like, even though he gets on my nerves, shout out my boy Fresh. Can't stand him. Gets on my goddamn nerves. The worst person ever, but he's a great person to meet. Yeah, nah, man. Then shout out you, Doug. Like, I really appreciate you having me here, for real. Like, this is dope. This was really cool. Like, I like this a lot. I'll for sure be wanting to do this again.
We'll definitely have to in the future.
Absolutely.
Have to get a episode 2 of everyone, bro.
Hey, no, for sure. Yeah, man, make sure sometime, whenever, catch up, see what else is going on in life. Because this is fire. This is definitely, what made you think to do this as a whole?
Shit, just honestly to show show everybody off. You know what I mean? Show people, give people a voice, basically. You know, and like you said, there's so much talent out here that shit, just find them one at a time.
Nah, for sure. And then I definitely think, coming from Chicago, thinking like, oh, that was like my end all be all in my head, and like getting here and just like not knowing anything about a place. And that's saying a lot, because I have visited a lot of other states, lived in other states, and done a lot of other things, but I lived in like maybe or smaller.
Yeah.
I had never been anywhere smaller or knew anything about anything else. So it's like, as far as the Southwest, other than like Arizona and Texas and California. So it's like, to really get to experience life here, and like definitely say Albuquerque for sure changed a lot of my life and gave me a different opportunity to do something more than basketball.
Yeah.
For sure, definitely grateful for it.
Oh yeah, bro. Well, is there anything positive you want to say before you wrap it up?
Anything positive I want to say, even if it's not working today, doesn't mean it's not going to work till tomorrow. Remember, just because your progress is here right now doesn't mean your progress won't be here tomorrow. Just stay consistent, keep your head down, be humble, be friendly, and do whatever it is you got to do to make sure everybody around you is taken care of, and yourself.
I never give up, motherfuckers. Oh yeah. Well, I appreciate you. Oh, shout out your Instagram, your handle. Spell it out too, so people go.
Teddybearshane is the name. All of the words are spelled the exact way my last name is spelled, Shane, Shane. And you can also follow the business page, Black Mafia Productions. That's BLK Mafia Productions. I really appreciate you guys having me. Thank you so much. And thank you for the person behind the camera. She is awesome. You are great. I really like y'all teamwork. That's awesome.
Yeah, bro. I appreciate you.
No problem.
Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. We'll catch you again in another video.
All right.
We'll see you guys later.